Well, it finally happened. 7 Days to Die has reached version 1.0. And I think I'm going to have mixed feelings about this, but, well, I want to basically give this a proper playthrough and, show off the game. Give my thoughts, basically, and, be both critical and, congratulatory to the devs, I guess, as well. Let's jump into it. I remember basically seeing this game long ago, when it's basically being, played by the Achievement Hunter, boys over in Texas. Come a long way since then, but not really. Waiting for game. Okay, that's always fun. So, first things first, I will note this is basically the release version, so it says right there this title is pre-release, but obviously it is fully released. I mean, you're at version 1.0, it's fully released. Now, one thing to note here is I find it's taking a long time to sort of load up stuff here. And this is probably my first for criticism here. 7 Days to Die has always been a game that you have to take a long time to sort of load up, but now it seems a lot worse. Just getting to this telescreen right here, I'm still talking and it's still loading, so not great. And this is a telescreen, by the way. It's not like the the actual game itself I'm jumping into, but this is a telescreen. Anyhow, do. Wait. Now, I should probably note that I actually haven't played this game for a long while now. Long before it was basically released. I want to basic changes they basically made here, and what they basically add or not add. For example, I know they were supposed to add bandits to this game, but apparently bandits basically haven't added yet, so it's just zombies. I'm not sure it's a bad thing, but I mean, it kind of goes against the idea of the tutorial where there's other humans out there that are misbehaving and stuff like that, shall we say. And yes, it's still loading. Do. I'm almost tempted, I mean, the purpose is to show off what issues there might be, and so this might be an issue for you. Okay, I hear music, so that's a plus. And I believe we're in. Alright, so, basically we've got our featured news and stuff like that here. Let's continue. If you're a returning player, by the way, you'll probably have to go for an EULA to sort of just start playing the game, but whatever, it's just part of the course. This is a fully release, so you're gonna have to have update for your play terms and stuff like that. Okay, let's just see here. I'll note basically when I press new game or continue game, it basically had me jumping into creating a character creation scheme and stuff like that. So I'm not sure basically if that's something that's I'll basically do it in a moment or after, but whatever, we'll see. So I'm not basically this game's been fully released, so I haven't actually generated a world basically to play this yet, but we'll basically do this right here. You still have the generated navigate games here world right here. And you can make pre-generations and stuff like that. Or you can make a new random world here. And you do have the advanced generation, but note this is a little bit different from before. If you basically saw my explore video, or if they basically returning player, they actually have burnt forest basically is an option for the biome here. And they also have a biome layout basically up here as well. So let's just say showcase. And we'll make this let's say 5,000 world size or so. Let's up this to many, and we're gonna try and set this all to be like 20% for now. So equal distribution of territory, so to speak. Now it says the warning right down there. Change these settings may break trade progression. Not exactly sure what that basically means, but I'm not basically gonna use this world here. We're just gonna show off like world creation here basically. So I'll note that basically my criticism basically and praise for the generate world here. I like the idea that you actually have the burnt forest basically back in as a thing here, and the bottom layer is kind of a good idea, but it also takes away a little bit of the sort of control players basically would have had in the original character creation. I'll note the bottom layout, by the way. There is no option to just have no real layouts, so I would say. So if you want to basically have say just random whatever put stuff wherever, that's not really an option basically. It's just center the forest, center the wasteland, circle, line, stuff like that for layouts. I'll show it off in a moment here, but let's just show off the initial creation here. So this is basically a center forest layout right here with equal distribution. Note basically we have the forest basically in the middle here, and we also have basically there's stuff basically surrounding it. To the north we have basically the winter biome. Over here to the west north we have this desert biome. Down here is basically a burnt forest biome, and over here is a wasteland. Now one thing I'm basically gonna note here, by the way, is that there's very little basically in the pine forest, and let's just go to show off say center wasteland here. I've noticed that basically something that's kind of annoying here is the fact they actually made it so it seems like the pine forest never really has any cities basically in it. Wasteland basically has a city basically in it all the time, and then the other ones desert and snow is they sort of have little towns and stuff like that in them sometimes. Sometimes they'll be big, sometimes they'll be small, who knows. And it's kind of annoying because it used to be that you can actually have say 100% pine forest biome if you want to if you want to do that sort of thing, and you got to make a big city basically if you want to with enough filling. But here they basically made it there's some sort of progression, and you basically only have a few locations in a biome for the pine forest, so it's not as easy as it once was basically, so to speak. So here again basically we have some stuff basically in the pine forest, a couple small towns. Again, the major towns basically the wasteland here. Desert has a little bit more, there's a little bit more in the Arctic, but the big one of course is the wasteland here for the most part. Let's draw a circle here. Let's generate the world. I kind of mixed sort of opinions basically of this. I like the idea that basically you can have a sort of progression system, but it basically taken away a little bit from the customization of the map, which I'm not really a fan of. I think the idea here is supposed to be you're supposed to sort of venture out in the tougher and tougher biomes to sort of get stuff done, but I mean, this is sort of forcing the player to do it rather than just saying hey, you can actually do if you want to. Here's circle, by the way. You can see there's stuff in the middle. Is this this circular thing here. Again, wasteland, massive city. These have towns. These have nothing. And if we do a line here, it's basically gonna be a sort of layer cake sort of approach for the biomes. So you have 1 biome, 2 biomes, 3 biome, 4 biome, 5 biome, right after each other. That was the thing basically I liked about the original sort of generation. You could have it so as just completely random basically where stuff basically was. You could have a giant Arctic biome at the top. You could have a mix and match of stuff basically in the middle. Have maybe something on circling the bottom. You can really play the percentages as well. I know, but I have towns and many here. If I basically turn that down, there are probably a lot less towns too. So we'll show it off in a moment, I guess. But here's basically, of course, okay, well, there's nothing in the wasteland this time around, but there's no real room for anything to be spawning in a line, I guess. So that's just probably the reason. Alright, let's just stop playing around with this. Let's go to, like, say, like, 6144 here. Let's turn this down to, like, the defaults. And you know what? I'm just gonna be right back. Here's one of the things I think that would be a good idea for, like, the developers. You should have, like, a default, like, percentage button where you can just quickly go, like, back to defaults. So, no. Okay, so it's got the defaults basically here again. So, let's just set this down to, like, 6144. So there's the default layouts, like 15% pine forest, 18% burnt forest, 22% desert, 23% snow, and 24% like wasteland. And here's like something to note, by the way. When I basically was playing this game, I always found like the wasteland to be like the most annoying biome basically to be in because it's just hard to see anything. Snow was like kind of like just it's white. Who really cares? Desert was like I mean, it's a desert. Burnt forest you never really got to see because of course it wasn't really a biome, you actually just choose. I always prefer basically pine forest because it's basically easy to sort of like see stuff here like foliage, right? Basically like looked very nice and stuff like that. I almost wish there's like a grassland like sort of like biome where like there's like no like real trees basically, and it's just like mostly it's like grass and stuff like that. But whatever. Anyway, so let's start right to roll right here. And I basically just kind of like just show off like what basically the town basically does. So we'll basically like get like a sort of normal generation right here of like the lands. This should take a little bit longer, by the way, because it's basically up to 6,000 like size basically for world size. So about like 1/6 bigger than like what I was before. Now I haven't actually played the game to like sort of get my opinions basically past like what it basically like, playing the game basically like, but just to say like right there, I really don't like the fact that they sort of like changed the idea like basically the pine forest basically having nothing in it. Or like really just getting rid of my like customization really. If I had the option to sort of like customize like what could appear where, that'd be nice, but oh well. Do. And yes, this is basically gonna be an episode more or less like criticizing the world generation a little bit here, but that's it's fine. Alright, so here's basically sort of like a normal world generation. Basically we got like a town and like a giant city over here in the wasteland. We got like a town, a couple of villages in like the burnt forest, a couple of villages basically in the pine woods. There's a town and a village basically in the Arctic, and there's like a town over here in like the desert. If I basically up this to be like many, and most basically generate the world, and why I'll basically put this up as well. Yeah, I'll put that up as well. I just guys like sort of show off like what basically sort of like does basically to like like stuff you can sort of visit here. One of my favorite things basically doing like the previous like world generation is like set like pine forest to be like 100%, set like towns to be like 1, set maybe the world size to be like 3,000, and like just make a giant city to explore in like the pine forest. I mean, you can say like that's not the proper way of playing a game, but I mean, it's a nice, easy way of like just exploring all the the POIs in like a easy setting. Here it seems like you have to go to like the wasteland in order to find this stuff. So maybe that's like the intended purpose basically for like the progression here. They probably like made it so certain POIs basically don't spawn in like pine forest. Like a lot of them only spawn like certain other biomes and stuff like that. Who knows? Okay, so that took a minute basically to do. So, nope, basically now we have like, sort of like a small city and like a large city over here. A couple towns basically in the burnt forest now. A couple of villages basically here in like, the pine forest. Just a town, a desert, and like a town and a village over here in the Arctic. So, a little bit bigger basically all around. Let's see here. I guess I'll go for center forest because that seems to be a default here for like, setting. And let's just play around this a little bit. So we'll go to the Levingsea Mountains, so to speak. So this will be like the default setting, so sort of like hopefully not break the trade progression. I'll see what I basically get for world basically play. One thing for sure, by the way, I won't be like just exploring the pine biome for like you guys. So I'm sort of forced here to go off to like those places here. Okay, that's not too bad. We have a village basically to explore here in like the pine forest. Another like more a large village maybe over here in the burnt forest. Town, minor city, and then city. So that's fine, I guess. Let's go with like see as this basically goes here. Okay, good. So it actually like goes over here like this screen. So there's basically like some other stuff here. I'm not really sure what chunk persistence is basically all about, but I'm gonna leave this to be unlimited. So a lot of this seems to be like the same as it was before. You can have like an online server, or you can have like an offline server. You can change like how difficult it's gonna be. So choose from 6 difficulty settings. So Scavenger, easiest setting, designed for noobs. Adventurer, not just a new recruit anymore. Nomad, designed for experienced FPS players. Warrior, now you're starting to impress. Survivalist, kids still trying at home. Insane, you're one brave mother. Persistent profile. So, players must keep their profiles they first connected with when set to on. Off allows changing your player profile. So, we'll just basically put this on for now. Experience multiplier. Scales the amount of player experience points received. So, basically have like higher like experience modifiers so you basically like get through into the game a little faster. I'm gonna leave this basically down at 100% for now, but you could probably basically push up to like 3%. You could drop this down to like 25%, so you basically like advance it all. But let's leave it right here. The 24-hour cycle. So this is how long it takes for 24 hours to pass in a game. 60 minutes basically means like 1 hour basically means like you go through like 24 hours. It can basically like drop this down to like 10 minutes. So, like well, that'd be a very, very fast like day, so to speak. You'd have like let's see here, daylight length. You basically would have like around 7.5 minutes of like daylight, and then you basically have like 2.5 minutes of like nighttime. With like 60 minutes basically right here, you basically would have like around 45 minutes basically of like daylight and 50 minutes basically of nighttime. And by the way, you can actually change this to be different as well. So you have like 12 hours of daylight. It's like something to note, by the way. I would like the idea of like perhaps being able to like make sort of like an Arctic biome where I can actually set the daylight like length maybe like 12 hours. Have like the snow biome, like the pine forest biomes be like the only real biomes basically to sort of play in. Maybe a little bit like burnt forest or like the other one, the wasteland. But the idea would just be very simple. I just want to make it sort of like Canadian sort of like style like wasteland, so to speak, to explore. But whatever, let's keep it normal for now. If I want to basically boost up to like 120 minutes, so basically it takes like 2 hours in order to like, get through a day. And first like playthrough I'm gonna basically do so I can basically explain stuff so you like jump into it. Basics, blood moon frequency. So every 7 days the blood moon will basically occur naturally. You can set this to be like every night if you want to, or you can have it like disabled. Disabled means like it doesn't like happen at all. 1 day means like every night you're gonna have like a horror attack you. The normal 7 days means like every week you'll basically have like a blood moon like happen, and then like you'll be like beset by like a horde of zombies. And you can actually make it like it's every like 30 days if you want, so you can do as well. Let's keep it down to an actual 7. Blood moon range. So set a random range that blood moons will happen. So 0 is off. 3 would mean that the blood moon would happen 3 days later than normal. So let's just say like I set this to be like I guess like 4 days. That would basically mean that like there's gonna be like a blood moon basically 4 days like from now as opposed to like 7. So you really want to challenge, I guess you like sort of do that, but whatever. Blue moon more basically like means like when you're basically gonna see like stuff happening. So you can have like disabled, that doesn't really happen. Evening happens in the evening. We'll just keep it morning for now. Blood moon count basically means like how many zombies are gonna basically spawn to basically attack you. So you can have like 8 like zombies to attack you. You can have like 4 enemies just to like spawn to attack you. You can have a massive horde of zombies just like pulverizing if you want to. You can change the speed of these guys. And this is like something else with like, you know, possibly like to do with like, you know, I can like customize like my thing here a little bit. As an idea, I might make it like, you know, we basically have like, you know, 12-hour like, you know, day and like night cycle. And I might like actually change the speed like, you know, instead of having to say basically walking in the day, I might have like say running at night, or like, you know, sprinting. Or like nightmare. And like, you know, basically during the day these guys are like a nightmare as you sort of deal with, and like, you know, you're actually probably like, you know, more like, you know, akin to actually go around at night because like, you know, I gotta accept to maybe like walking or jogging or something like that. By the way, Feral's speed is basically like, you know, certain zombie type. You'll see what that is basically like, you know, when I point out for you guys in the actual play. If you haven't really like, you know, looked at my explore videos basically. During the blood moon, you guys have like, you know, sprinting, running, and all this stuff you want to. Nightmare. Zombie Feral sense basically the ability for zombies to hear or see you, so, you know, you can make it so like, you know, they can like, you know, sense you a lot better. Airdrops are basically sort of like, you know, airdrop supplies, so I guess like, you know, there's like our nations around it, like, you know, could drop stuff on. You have it marked if you want. You could have this like, you know, disabled every day, every 3 days, every like, you know, seven days. Have this off, have this on. For most part, let's leave this basically all is. I don't really need to like, really change this stuff, so it's just fine. Advanced, so player block damage. How much damage basically the player does to like, you know, blocks. That'd be like, you know, mining, cutting lumber, other stuff like that. AI block damage is how much the AI basically does, so if they do a lot of damage to like blocks, to like, you know, destroy them like very easily. AI blood moon damage, basically like, you know, how fast zombies go through like, you know, blocks and blood moon, so basically like the blood moon idea is like, you know, if there's like, you know, a lot of like block damage for zombies during like the blood moon, they basically tear into like your little like, you know, safe havens to try to like, get at you, like, you know, if you basically sort of like, you know, Minecraft yourself basically into like, you know, a little blood, you know, cell of self, so to speak, to sort of like, you know, protect yourself, so you can't like just do that. Loot bounce basically like, you know, sets how like, you know, more like loot is or not. Loot respawn time basically how like, you know, often it's your ability like loot basically defined. 7 days probably is fine for here. Chunk reset time basically is like, you know, how many days before stuff basically resets. So like, you know, if you don't go to like a certain area and like revisit, then like, you know, it's just gonna reset. So yeah, note that basically says like, you know, by land claim or bedroll. So if you basically go to like a gas station, you don't like, you know, put down any like sort of claims there, it'll basically reset, you know, 7 days basically right after you've gone to it. Death penalty is basically usually set to like, you know, be like, you know, experience only default. I think for most part, if I basically die, that's it. And perfectly, and you know, really, by the way, if it says like perma death, I don't think it's be like, you know, just reset your player in the world. It should just kick you right out of the world. So I really think that like, you know, perma death should be changed to like, you know, basically if you die, that's it, you're dead. Alright, drop on death basically means like, you know, everything gets dropped if you have everything. Nothing gets dropped if you have nothing. Tool belt only if you have like, you know, your tool belt stuff. Backpack only if you're like only wearing your backpack. Delete all. I seem like by the way, delete all just so you know, if you have like, you know, servers where people are you don't want to have like people that basically like incentivized to kill people, you can have like delete everything, so they get nothing if it basically and stuff like that, or you know, nothing if like, you know, moms like they can't like kill them that way. Drop on quit, nothing, so basically if like people quit the server, they don't like just keep stuff with them, so you gotta like, you know, drop your stuff if they like, you know, do that sort of thing. Enemy spawning on, so basically just add zombies to the world. If it's basically off, you don't see like, you know, zombies basically spawning in, I guess. I don't know why I basically do that, but okay. Creative mode is basically still like your Minecraft thing where like, you know, you basically like, you know, build up your stuff if you want to and stuff like that. Achievements while creative mode is enabled. So yeah, you can't unlock achievements while you're in creative mode. Daily quest progression limit. So, limits the number of daily quests to contribute to the player's quest tier progression. Quests completed after reaching their limit can still earn rewards. So, I guess this means like there's only a certain amount of like quests you basically complete, you know, or to like, you know, basically get to like the next like tier of like quests. Basically in this game, like you have to basically have all the traders and like you have to go like to advance in like, you know, in tiers to like the better quests. So you have to say like go for like 4 quests and like you have to like, you know, those quests and you can like get to like the next like, you know, second tier and like, you know, get for the second test to go to a 3rd tier and stuff like that. That's probably what this is basically mean right here. So you can set to be like, you know, unlimited basically. So unlimited, you can have like say one quest and like, you know, you just don't get any more. We'll set this down to 4 for now, but I'll have to basically see how it basically works in order to, like, you know, really see it for now, but whatever. Alright, multiplayer. I'm planning to play with a friend this time around, so player killing will be, like, you know, this off. No killing. Basically, if, like, player killing on, it's very possible that you can basically hit your friend, which is very, very annoying. And it's very easy to kill your friend if you're not careful, so we're just gonna, you know, keep this down to no killing. Claim size, so basically it's like, you know, how much, like, your land claim will basically be affected with, like, you know, your stuff, so land claim is basically, like, you know, affects, like, you know, an area so that you can basically, like, you know, build, like, your summons basically just, like, to fort zombies and, like, you know, protect your stuff. Claim dead zone. The extra new land claims cannot be placed closer than a number of blocks, so basically this is to prevent, like, you know, overlapping stuff. We're just gonna put this down to 0. We're gonna be playing with a friend and, like, you know, I want to basically be able to have, like, you know, sort of Jason stuff if we need to, so that's fine. Claim duration 7 days, so the number of days player can be offline before their land claim expire. We're gonna put this down to, like, V0 or, like, you know, unlimited. Okay, 30 days, that's fine. Claim decay mode, slow, so how land claims partners modify decays over time, so slow, fast, none. We'll put on none. Yeah, none. Claim health online, so basically, like, you know, the hardest modifier applied to land claims for players who are currently online. And then, like, you know, you can basically have it just be, like, you know, worse or more, depending on, like, you know, if they're online or offline, but we're not going to really care about that, so whatever. Claim offline delay. So, the time until land claim hardest conditions from online to offline, so you have basically immediate, you can have, like, you know, a delay here, so, like, you know, it's not like immediate, basically, it happens for, like, you know, online play. This is a game that's basically meant to be played with, like, other people, right? So, you want to have, like, sort of, like, these settings basically for, like, you know, this sort of thing. Bedroom dead zone. So basically, like, you know, the dead zone that basically allows for zombies to spawn near you or not. I'm just gonna put this basically up to 30 blocks, so I basically don't have to, like, you know, worry about zombies basically spawning on top of me. Like, you know, if I basically, like, set down, like, my bedroll. Bedroll duration, we're gonna set this basically up to 60 days, so, like, you know, it'll be, like, active, like, you know, if I basically have to go away for a bit. I can actually put this down to 30 days, but, you know, we'll set this maximum, why not? Alright, party share kill range. So the idea of, like, this is basically if you're, like, you're close to, like, your pals, you can benefit from the experience that you get from kills. So you have, like, somebody who's basically killing off stuff, like, you know, halfway across the map, like, say, like, you know, 10,000 meters away. You'll still get experience for it. I think our heart is a little bit too like low, but I mean, 500 meters, like, is not probably too bad to sort of, like, you know, get experience with. So maybe let's put it on disc for now, and that'll be, like, it's fine for now, I think. Okay, so we're just gonna basically, like, you know, create this world. I'll grab my friend, and yeah, we'll basically go from there, so to speak.